I'm saying it's like we need to go, of course, a little fast, but according to myself, okay, not you, I like very much to a little go slowly and repeat again and again, and to conversation maybe sometime. Of course, to study, to read fast, quickly, very important. But the more important is to searching the meaning of the teachings. And also, when we study these books or these Dharma teachings, it is not a kind of normal, ordinary, generally like Sukho's education. And worldly education, or generally at school's education, you don't need any at all. You have the perfect education. And now it is like a kind of, everybody is searching for something is the benefit, how I can to manage my body, how I can to understand my body, and verb and the mind. And also, body and verb is very much momentary nature. It's transitory, and also it's like just temporary. But my mind is like more mine. My mind is need to deal any kind of situation, my body, speech, a verb. And then is how I can give education to my mind, how my mind handle the situation of the occurring the situation to the body, speech, mind. That is most important. Okay, now is the next paragraph goes like this. This faithful record of my peerless teachers' instruction on the general, outer, and inner preliminaries for the hard essence of the vast expanse from the great perfection is divided into the three parts. And here is, we just to say not very much, it's like a peerless teacher, like kind of authentic teacher. And really it's like knowledgeable teachers. As instructions, instruction is like a general instruction, a little extraordinary instructions, really extraordinary, or the great extraordinary instructions. And here is like the peerless teachers to give us extraordinary quintessential pity instructions. And this one is like bring us in the singer in this life to be the enlightenment, and like these instructions. But anyway, it's like outer instructions, how to study the general outer preliminary and extraordinary inner preliminaries. And then it's like, this is like these two preliminaries, preparation for the hard essence of the vast expanse. Hard essence of the vast expanse is really like quintessential pit instructions, really direct, precise. It is what it is. It is the body, speech, mind, or the mind. Then is these pit instructions come from the great perfections and the Buddha's teachings is the divided into three. Then it's ordinary outer preliminary practice. We can do preliminary. The extraordinary inner preliminaries, and as a part of the main practice. As a part of the main practice, it's almost at the inner, the heart essence of the vast expanse teachings. Like the part of that, this we call the sweet path of the transferent. Transferent is like kind of the sweet path, and it's like when we are death process start, maybe we receive PT instructions, but according our busyness, according our situations, may be difficult to practice, difficult to bring into the path, and certainly something happened. Then is that moment, maybe we can do short, very much like a kind of the resuming and direct teaching this transparent, sweet path of the transparent. Maybe we can to do something like according to this. There, of course, the sweet path of the transparent also divided. There's 5, and but this is we can do. This is quite fast. But now is we need a little bit exercise, training our mind with or the according this two preliminary, outer and inner. The part 1, the ordinary or outer preliminary, is like kind of generally speaking about our foundation, our condition, our like general, our like what we have, and what is our situation in the currently, and this is very important. And this ones, then is like there are 6 chapters. The difficult of finding the freedoms and advantages, the impermanence of the life, the defects of the samsara, action, the principle of cause and effect, the benefit of the liberation, how to follow a spiritual friend. This chapter is very important if you can to memorize, and sometime to time you should to remind yourself. For example, we can to say difficult of findings, difficulty finding of the freedom and advantages is talking about human existence, finding the freedoms. For example, we can say now I'm a human existence. Do I have freedom or not freedoms? And particularly in order to practice Dharma, do I have freedom or not? Then there are many examples, no freedoms. And also in order to practice Dharma, do I have everything? And like a kind of the conditions. I make the joke, when I need to make the pancake, I have all the advantageous things. And if I haven't got all the advantageous things, maybe missing of the egg or missing of the milk, missing of the pan, something, then I cannot do it. Exactly like this. When we to do something important things, we need some circumstances, some like conditions. For example, if we put some seed into the ground, it needs fertilizer. And if there is a missing of the water or heat or some is like manual something problems, then the seed doesn't grow up. Like this. And in life, to do some important things, also we need some advantages, like according ourselves, according the outers, like this. Then is the impermanence of the life. And also a little bit too concerning impermanence. Impermanent, the opposite of the permanent. And generally, with our mind is thinking, I'm permanent, I'm deathless. Surely I'm never going to die. This kind of tendencies, all the times we have that. It's difficult to get rid because this is habitual tendencies. Oh, yeah. If someone's like, you become old, yeah, it doesn't matter. Old means is you are going to die. I'm not sure I'm going to die or not. And also it's like when we are particularly healthy, we don't know, we cannot concern the sickness, we're not concerned with death, we're not concerned with old age. It's like more, our government to learn this kind of subject matters. Because the government learn, they have education, they tell into ours, you need insurance, you need medical insurance, you need blah, 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 blah. Why? Because you will problems in the future. And we ourselves, we need good insurance in our heart. It's like material insurance, it doesn't much help. It's a really reality, but we need insurance, we need to create in our house of the mind. And some in the circumstances, negative is coming to that moment, we have insurance. We don't need to argue, we don't need to judge, we don't need to go to some different office. We have insurance in our heart, we can to get immediately like this. And therefore, impermanent is the inevitable, impermanent is definitively, and even we can to see the direct, we are living in the transitory nature. Transitory nature, obvious. Momentary nature, obvious. And it's like 1 in the picosecond is changing process. We don't know. We say in the morning, I'm happy, I'm not dead, I'm alive. Sun is coming, weather's good. Where's my breakfast? In the evening, okay, today is not die. And then it's like, now I'm going to sleep, but tomorrow I don't know. It's like many people is the died person during the sleep. Before sleepy, nothing ill, no sickness, normal person. In the morning already dead on the bed. Sometimes many this kind of happened. We don't know really, but we haven't got any preparation. And this need to preparation. And then certainly the negative circumstances arrive, then we run to making some preparation. It's too late. And we preparations to do early, and then this something is coming is okay. For example, good company, good kind of country, good sometimes organizations, they first time are talking about the negative circumstances. If these circumstances are coming, how we can to handle, how we can to deal. And we need to talk positive things, occurring good. And of course there is but it's not necessarily negative. And generally Buddha's talking about suffering, birth, old age, sickness, death. This kind of one day, for example, Buddha, he says he saw the sick person. He's talking about his tendency, chana. It's like really, why they are sick? And everybody is sick, even the royal families. And he says, yes, my Lord, one day you will at least one sick. This sickness is become the cause of the death. And then, wow, everybody wants sick. Oh, yes, if someone's luckily maybe until die, maybe it's just only one, or maybe it's like a kind of luckily. But like this kind of, anyway, there is a kind of permanent, impermanent, all the times like our shadow. It's a little bit too constant like this. We can easily to moderate, moderated plant. I need to do this, I need to do like this, I need to eat like this. Oh, I have nice 5 pancake. I need to make 10 pancake. I don't want 10 pancake, I need 20 pancake. I made 20 pancake, I put it in the fridge, I eat 2 days, and then all others ruin out and put to the rubbish bin, useless. Sometimes we have, it's like we cannot to moderate our kind of the plant, and this after like this, after like this, after like this, the huge, and certainly like something passes, and then I cannot, go, because I have a lot of plants. Then impermanent, normally we have very bad nickname, Yamentaka, and like Lord of the Death. There's nothing exists as sentient beings, but this is like horrible situations. We need to go through that. And that moment is never waiting to say, I didn't eat my pancake. I still need to drink. I need to work. I need to talk to my family. This process time is never ever waiting to say they can kill to us. And in this situation is to be ready. It's okay, I'm ready. And then is how I can to you like kind of the working with me. Like I say in some teachings, time is not existence. The time of the death process is not truly existent. But okay, if you demonstrate to me, I will watch to you how it is the process, how you can to punish it to me. Some practitioners, they say like this, okay, is my death the impermanent process start? Okay, normally the impermanence kind of punish it to each sentient beings. But practitioners, someone has realized the quintessential pity instructions, then never ever to be afraid. Even says who can to kill the mind. No Buddhist, even the Buddha or any sentient beings. This is a kind of a relative this movement, like kind of mistaken ways like this. But okay, how it's you can to punish as watching, and then it's like it says the process of the impermanent is the process of the enlightenment. Nothing deal with like this. We need this kind of to strength of power into our mind. Therefore, a little bit think impermanence of the life, then defects of the samsara. Defects of the samsara. We can obviously to look at this. For example, someone say, I don't want to reborn again. If you say, why? Oh, life is horrible. Don't say like this. Wonderful, look, wonderful wood and wonderful raining, wonderful flowers. Look, you go outside, wonderful. No, I don't. Then what? Oh, life is horrible. I don't want to reborn. This is the, defects. Wherever we go in the human realms, east, west, south, north, and you go to wherever there's complicated. Even we go to each families. During the Buddha he was, and there's one lady and she lost her son, died. And then there's another, some it's like says, oh, there is one enlightened person, the Gautama. It's like Siddhartha. Maybe you can to bring to your son, and then maybe he can to give you a life, because he said he's enlightenment. And then she brought her son to say, please, Buddha, can you give me a life? My son said, I'm suffering. Then Buddha said, okay, this is very easy, but you need to find something, one very special house. And in this house, no Buddhist died. You need to find that this kind of one families. You can want some families without never no Buddhist died, and then I can give you life. You're this child. Then she ran into all the cities to check, couldn't find any. Each families. Your family someday, grandfather, there, and she couldn't find. But finally she realized it. Yeah, this is the impermanent. This is like not only my son, it's everybody is like this. And then she just this cup and put in the channel ground and come back to the Buddha. And then Buddha said, what did you find? Did you find? No, I understand your meaning. And that is like this kind of, then wherever goes, like I'm saying, it's like each house, there are like the defect, because it's each house, they are loose, without losing family or someone dies, it's very difficult to find family's house. So they're like this. And defect means it's like wherever we go, there is something problems, it's like. And then it's like this problem is we call the samsara, and like kind of cyclic existence, doesn't matter. Something is not very good. And then it's like we can to say action the principle of the cause and effect. This is causalities. We can to say make short is the causality. Defects of the samsara it's according the causalities. Causalities. It's a samsara is without cause, never existence. Nirvana exactly like this. In the relatively, even it's like a science, they're looking like this. Cause, effect, the nature, these three things are inevitable. See. Cause is like has a function, produce the seed or the result. Result is completely good or bad, it depends the cause. Obvious. Who can to explain that? Not to say. And then each out like nature, For example, nature of the water, nature of the fire. Water all the time, nature. Water is a wet, liquid. If you say why, because this kind of cause is produced like this, you cannot to say why. It's like this. Then it's the negative causality, positive causalities. Result is inevitable. Positive result, positive. Negative cause, negative result. This we need to more study. It's like we can to become more authentic, genuine, conservative person. To say it's like, I may make a joke. When we be in the forest, so many green grow up in the forest. Looks like when we look at them, everything is very much eatable. But when we go pick up all everything's eat, we're going to die. But we go inside, what is the eatable, what is not eatable, we need to have the discrimination, wisdoms. In the relatively, it's obvious, poison is poison, and medicinal and medicinal. Like this causality is nothing kind of existence, something else. Causality is our action. Therefore, he says actions, principle of the cause and effect. Then there's the benefit of the liberation. This is, we need to concern him. For example, we can to say it's like, when we have sickness, I need to medicine. Why? Because I'm interested to be healthy. And it's like something recovered, finish it. Wow, so nice. Now I can dance. Now I can to run. Now I can to enjoy. It's like before I'm sick, this, headache, everything. And certainly like kind of recovered and big, you begin to breathe. Like this, the liberation means it's like kind of liberated the defects of the samsara. From like this, then it's like kind of the big breath you can to say. And this is like such a benefit. There is many different level of the liberations here. For example, liberated from hell to the hunger ghost. From hunger ghost, maybe animal realms. Animal for the human. Humans, demigod, the God realms. But these 6 realms is not perfect like there is. We are looking for the liberation of the enlightenment. Enlightenment is nothing realms, is enlightenment in our heart. And that is like we don't need to buy, we don't need to create. It's we just kind of a little bit to concern, to look at the mind. There is the liberation. Such and benefit 100%. Therefore, to learn how much the benefit, how is the qualities of the liberation. Then is how to follow other spiritual friend. This is a very, very important. We need to later, there is of course how to follow the spiritual friend. Maybe there is the negative spiritual friend, positive spiritual friend. Negative spiritual friend, if we follow how to kill, how you can do stolen, how you can make criminal things teach to you. Positive a spiritual friend, it is like how you become compassionate, how you become the wisdom, how you become genuine person, like a kind of the kindness, cheerful, happy mind, and very much beneficial persons. Therefore, here so we can to see how I can to follow the like positive guide, positive teachers to teach me positive. And quoting these teachings, I want to become the fantastic person. And this is, we have qualities. That one. And then is the first one, chapter 1, the difficulty of the finding the freedom and advantages. The main subject of the chapter the teaching on how difficult it is to find the freedom and advantages is preceded by an explanation of the proper way to listen to any spiritual instructions. Any kind of instructions, any kind of educations, we need to properly to listen, you know. Proper listen means Buddha, he sometimes says, and fortunate student, could you lend me your ear? And can you pay attention to me? Then I will tell you something. Therefore, and before we study the human existence, we need to a little bit analyze our kind of attitude and conduct. This is the proper way to listen to the spiritual teachings. The proper way to listen to the teachings has two aspects: the right attitude and the right conduct. Then first is the right attitude. Attitude is kind of the intention, small intentions attitude. This attitude we have divided. Right attitude combines the vast attitude of the Bodhisattvas, the mind of the enlightenment, and the vast skill in means of the secret mantrayanas. There's two attitude, and these two attitude we need to study. Two attitude: vast attitude, skillful attitude. We can to see is the intentions. Vast attitude means immediately to think very big, huge benefit ways. It's Bodhisattvas. It's kind of the mind of the enlightenment. Attitude means it's kind of your motivation. It is if I'm making the pancake, I'm a pancake, the master. And when I make a pancake, it's just to myself. It's, myself, it's okay. I make a very, very delicious pancake. I put in my plate, and then I enjoy. It's kind of delicious. But who can to appreciate? Only appreciate myself, nothing else. And if we can to kind of make the vast more beneficial, more, for example, if I'm saying I made delicious pancake, I eat so delicious. Who can say yourself? You said, but who can to appreciate that? Okay, you made nice pancake, you ate yourself, you pray, you say good things, but I don't know, sir. But beginning, I'm going to make a delicious pancake to the others. Never concern yourself, family, and who is going to eat. Maybe this person benefit, healthy, delicious. When you put in the other's plate and to service to the others, other ones eating like this, wow, so delicious. Now it's become the successful. And you say, I make very delicious benefit. Then it's many people eat it, and then it's kind of really successful, happy. Others are happy, it's virtuous. Others kind of pray to good, wish to us, you, and also it's virtuous. It's you can get benefit. And therefore it's beginning attitude, whatever we do is make vast, more beneficial. It is the attitude of the Bodhisattvas, the mind of the enlightenment, how it is the Buddha's concerning. It is like this.